Pokemon Legends ZA could be the perfect excuse to give us a brand new Eeveelution. It's been over 12 years since we've had a brand new Eeveelution, which makes it long overdue. We are in need of a brand new Eeveelution. The last one that we got was Sylveon, which was introduced in Pokemon X and Y, which is also the Kalos region. Now, this Pokemon game, Legends ZA, is also in the Kalos region. We're going full circle here, so why not give us a brand new Eeveelution? Now, it may be unlikely that we're going to get one, but I feel like it also is possible because this is the year of the Eevee. It's basically just kind of having fun with all the Eeveelutions. Pokemon has made the new Prismatic Evolutions card set, which is huge. There is so much hype around the Eeveelutions right now. Now, the Eeveelutions have always been pretty hyped up, but I feel like the hype is at its peak right now. I feel like this is the most hype that it's ever been, and I really think that it would be awesome to have a flying type Eevee. So we just had the flying Terra type Eevee for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which could be a possible teaser, and then the Prismatic Evolution set. And there actually was a flying type Eeveelution planned for Generation 7, but it was scrapped or put on hold because apparently it was too similar to an actual fan creation, which is really disappointing, but it doesn't really make sense because it's like, yeah, people are gonna make fan creations of every single type possible for an Eeveelution, but that shouldn't hold them back for giving us a brand new Eeveelution. It's kind of a weird idea. Like, why not just make a new design? You know what I mean? Like, why can't they just come up with something different? So I still think that a flying type Eeveelution would be perfect to give us in this game. Why not go full circle, bring us a brand new Eeveelution for the Kalos region? Flying type Pokemon are some of my favorite types. I feel like my favorite is probably electric, and then grass, and then maybe flying, but my favorite Pokemon type changes all the time. Let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite Pokemon type? I'm really curious to see, and I'd love to have a conversation with some of you guys. Anyways, before we get to the rest of the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subbed already to help me reach my goal of 17K by the end of this month, and join my brand new Discord server. We talk all things Pokemon, we have some really awesome people up in there, and check out my brand new second channel, Fundores Clips. I will be leaving a link to everything in the description below, so go check it out. Alright, back to the rest of the video. A Dragon type Eeveelution would also go insane. Now, I think Flying type is probably my most wanted, and then I'd say Dragon type. I really think that they could do something extremely creative with a Dragon type Eeveelution. I feel like the design could be crazy. It reminds me of Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon, which, I'm excited for that movie coming out soon. I can't wait. But anyways, I really think that the design could be something extremely unique for a Dragon type Eeveelution. It would definitely be very mystical, I feel like. I feel like the wings and just the tail and the scales would be so awesome and so perfect, and I can't believe we don't have one already. It is really mind-blowing to think that it's been 12 years since we've had Sylveon, which that game also introduced fairy types X and Y. Those were the first games with the fairy type Pokemon in it, which is pretty cool. Legends Z is definitely not going to give us a new type, but it could still give us a new Eeveelution, and the only reason that I would say it may not is because they could be saving it for Generation 10. Now, Generation 10 should be coming out next year in 2026. It should also come out the same year for the 30th anniversary, so we have Generation 10 of Pokemon and then the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, so those are two extremely huge things that really could bring us an Eeveelution. A fighting type Eeveelution also could be super cool because that's kind of a weird typing, I feel like, for an Eeveelution, but I also think that's why it would be perfect. Definitely would have to take some inspiration for like martial arts. I think something like that would be extremely awesome to have. Fighting types are awesome. I usually actually find myself using a lot of fighting type Pokemon every time I play a Pokemon game, which I never actually plan to use a fighting type, and then I always end up using a fighting type Pokemon. I feel like I'm low-key a big fighting type Pokemon fan, and I just never admit it, but I really do think a fighting type Eeveelution could be a very strong and nice Eeveelution to have, as well as a poison type. I feel like a poison type Eeveelution is probably one of the most likely Eeveelutions that we'd get. For some reason, I just feel like it fits in with, dark, grass, ice, fairy, psychic, fire, electric, water, and normal. I really feel like a poison would be a nice addition. I mean, anything would, if we're being real. Like, any type of a brand new Eeveelution would be so awesome. I would be so excited to see how they would design an Eeveelution 12 years after the newest edition, which, Sylveon is a super awesome design. I really think the design of Sylveon is unique. Like, I think it looks very, very cool, and you could definitely tell that they put a lot of effort into the design, which if they gave us another brand new Eeveelution, I do think they would really go crazy with the design of it. I really think it would be a big hit and probably a fan favorite. Going back to Generation 10 and the 30th anniversary, so the reason why I say I feel like that could be likely is because that's going to be a big year for Pokemon. Generation 10, I mean, we all hope it's going to be a good game. Like, we all hope that they're going to take their time. We hope that they have put tons of effort into making this a big game. There were rumors or leaks or whatever you want to call it about floating islands being in that game, and I'm like, okay, now that would be a perfect game for a flying type Eeveelution. Imagine we could like use any flying type Pokemon, we could actually fly, like how we could fly on Latios or Latios or whatever in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire eventually. Like something like that would be awesome. I hope that comes in this game. Or, you know, even Scarlet and Violet, you could ride on Cordon and Meridon, you could fly. Well, that was more of like a glide rather than like a fly, but still, something like that would be awesome to have in Generation 10. And Generation 10, imagine if it dropped 2 or 3 Eeveelutions. I feel like something like that is extremely high possibility, because I think Nintendo and Pokemon and Game Freak would want to capitalize on that. I mean, they have been recently with all the Eeveelution stuff, because it's just so hyped out right now. Like, some of the Eeveelution cards are going for hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on condition and grade and all of this and that. And I think everybody wants a brand new Eeveelution. I personally want one. We were supposed to get one in Sun and Moon, but it just never came to fruition. But like I said way earlier in this video, I think it is crazy that they didn't give us a new Eeveelution just because it looked like a fan creation already. Because why not just give us a brand new design? They could come up with any design. I mean, they own the rights to Pokemon, obviously. So it's like, okay, they could literally just give us they could just give us a brand new flying type design. Doesn't matter. Or even if they did something like paying the creator of a fan-made Eeveelution a ton of money, being like, hey, let's use your design, or even just try to get the rights for it or something. I mean, the thing is they could do whatever they want, really. Like, I don't really, like, there must be more to why they didn't give us that flying type Eeveelution than just the simple explanation of that it was too similar to a fan design. Just because, like, they own the property, like, they don't have to use that specific design, so it's kind of weird. But I don't know, maybe they just were holding off for other reasons, or maybe they just didn't want there to be too many Eeveelutions, because there are honestly a lot of Eeveelutions. But you know, I would like a couple more. I mean, maybe even one every like 5 or 10 years would be awesome. I mean, it's been 12 years, which is a crazy amount of time to not give us a brand new Eeveelution. I think a lot of people were expecting a new Eeveelution by now. Like, I definitely think we should have had a new Eeveelution a couple of years ago, but hey, I guess, you know, I think there's still hope in the future, and I really think that Pokemon Legends EA could be a very good contender to get a new Eeveelution, just simply because it's in the Kalos region. The last Eeveelution was also in the Kalos region with Pokemon X and Y. X and Y actually introduced a lot of things. Like, X and Y really changed the future layout of all Pokemon games forever, which is kind of crazy, because those games are not necessarily slept on, but they're not like the most talked about Pokemon games. But if you have never played them, I recommend playing it, because they're super fun. Definitely some of my favorite Pokemon games of all time. But anyways, if you're a real one watching this far in the video, comment down below light bulb, just to confuse the people that have not watched this far in the video, and make sure to subscribe and check out the brand new second channel and turn the post notifications on. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.